Good evening, everyone. Commissioner James Hightower. And first of all, I want to thank the Consortium for Community Development for hosting this distinguished panel. Also, the Benton Harbor High School for providing the venue. For those of you that don't know me, I am James Hightower, and I'm a candidate on the ballot to represent you as mayor. The first thing I want to say about these proposals that's very important is that none of the proposals on the ballot will raise taxes. Then secondly, I just wanted to kind of correct something she said. I think she said the last time it was amended was 1983, but in fact it was in 2008. And basically I was the one that brought that proposal to the citizens of Benton Harbor to change the meetings from every week to twice a month. And with that in mind, what we have to realize is that the charter is a basic document that defines the city. It defines its powers, functions, the essential procedures of the city government. It's comparable to the state constitution or United States Constitution. And it's a working document, and it must work for the people. Case in point, if the Constitution hadn't been amended, many of the women here wouldn't be voting. Had it been amended, I might be still in shackles. But the fact of the matter is, it's a working document and it's supposed to work for the people. An obsolete charter, or pieces of an obsolete charter, can cause multiple problems in a city, a system. Case in point, the proposed amendment to have the finance director report to the city manager. She said over and over, she kept saying hiring, firing. But when I was reviewing it, I saw accountability and a change in reporting structure. If you know anything about business, sometimes things that go wrong may not be the problem of a person, but it can be a process problem or a structural problem. In the case of what we've had since 1923, is the financial director did not have to directly report to the city manager. But the city manager is in charge of the entire budget. He has to formulate the budget. He's responsible for that budget. He's responsible for all of the finances of the city. But he has no authority over the finance director. So with that being the case, just to give you an example, if you're the finance director, I'm the city manager, I need information to do my job. But because you may be not doing your job, heaven forbid, you decide that you won't give it to me. Well, I don't really have a recourse. I can talk to the commission, but at the current time, he has 9 bosses. It's very hard for 9 people to come to agreement on anything. And that's basically what has happened over the years. Many of the problems that that may have caused us to be under Public Act 4 may be a result of the reporting structure that we see that's in place right now. Giving that authority or changing the reporting structure, it gives the city manager the tools to do his job. Of course, I mean, and this is nothing new. I mean, if you look at the President's School Board or a number of different boards of businesses, that is usually the structure of an organization. This is pretty much obsolete. It should be the job of the commission to review the charter and to ensure that things are in order that work today. In terms of dropping the wards, I'm a ward commissioner. And I could have taken offense to that, but The truth of the matter is, Benton Harbor is only 4 square miles. Grand Rapids, much larger city. They only have 3 wards. Reducing it from 9 to 5 and changing the terms to 2 years is going to do 2 things. It's going to cause the commissioners, the mayor who runs, it's going to put pressure on them to do their jobs. Because in 2 years, the citizens will have the opportunity to vote them out. The other piece of that as well is having wards. I live in the 2nd ward. Commissioner Knowles lives in the 4th ward. I did not have an opportunity to vote yes or no for him to be in office. This will bring about the inclusiveness that is needed. And even though I didn't get an opportunity to vote for him, he still sits on the commission. He says things that represents the commission. But I had no voice in whether he's on the commission or not. With the changing and eliminating the wards and having that at large, it will be more inclusive for the citizens of Benton Harbor to choose their representatives. If there's 5 people that live on the same street and they have the qualifications and can do the job, by all means, we need to vote them in. The other piece is that the accountability has to be inherent in this document. And when you have individuals reporting to different people and you say that the head officer is responsible, you hamper his ability to do his job. Hence, that may be the reason why we've had, 16 different city managers over a 20-year period. Up until this time, we haven't had a city manager that, besides the EM, that couldn't be fired or couldn't be manipulated. The bottom line is this, is that I see all of these, as she said, as moves to become more efficient, to bring about a greater level of accountability, and to be more inclusive of the citizens of Benton Harbor to choose their leaders, and puts the pressure on the leaders to do what they're supposed to do. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Commissioner Knowles. 4 minutes. I must say this, I appreciate everyone that did come out. First I want to say this, we talked about changes for the better for the residents in terms of charter changes. First, you want to make sure that you do know that home rule cities are being assailed, as I stand here and speak, by the same state. We're talking Constitution. Oh, by the same government, should I say. Now, when it came to making changes in the charter, my colleague was quite correct. In 2008, not only were the meetings reduced, that we, the residents at the time, saw that did not need to be reduced because of the urgency of the issues that were going on. My colleagues also opted to give themselves a raise. So we talk about, oh, this is not the debate. I'm sorry. Okay, back to the issue. But it was a charter, or was it? Ooh, it was a charter. Can you all hear me?
No, really.
Well, I know you probably don't, but the truth is the light, the truth will set you free. In terms of this charter change, without more representation, again, I state that you lose your voting rights. If you mash everything in a pile, as my colleague so stated, by way of zoning or warding the city as one ward, then of course you don't have the accountability in the ward.
Can't hear you.
You don't have the accountability in the ward that you once had. Can I use this mic? That's all I like to do.
Yes, please.
Can you hear me now? Thank you. As far as us doing our duty for you, that's a commitment on us. Oftentimes, you're quite correct. Charter change would make that difference. It's how I represent you. That's what's been going on, or how I don't. It's a point of self-interest. Like, I look at this situation here tonight, I say that with the consortium, it's a conflict of interest. Why do I say that? First of all, Joseph Harris doesn't live here, you do. Joseph Harris, it's not a point of order tonight, came into the city to balance the budget. You weren't under any receivership at the time. The reason for this charter change, and I look at Miller, Canfield, Paddock, and Stone, who's also been involved with Harbor Shores, where former government, and some sitting here, signed a lease agreement for 99 years, but you don't have any opportunities per se out at Harbor Shores. Using the same attorneys now, mind you, to represent the corporation and the city. Did you not know that? Anytime you let someone come in, a corporate attorney, Miller, Canfield, Paddock, and Stone, to represent both the city and the corporation, and you don't get anything out of the deal, then who was wrong? Bad decisions by government has been a mainstay. But you never use the corporation's attorney in a municipality to represent the municipality and the corporation. You end up losing. And you did. As far as the city manager being over all the departments, you all don't know this, but you've been tricked many times by bad decisions funneled to the government by city managers. And I'm not lying to you, I'm a witness by far. I've seen these same ordeals go down where certain individuals in the commission wanted to make personal profits doing production companies and got with a city manager to ensure that they would make profits on that beach where you can't, you gotta go pay. We'll get into that too eventually, because actually I think we need a grand jury investigation on all of this. You've been slighted. You don't have opportunities. Your bills have increased because of bad decisions in government. Will this be a remedy? No, this is a marching order. This is the coup. What's that? Coup d'etat to finish off you, your family, and your relatives. If you don't have opportunities, you won't be able to afford to stay in Benton Harbor. These changes, well, it's up to you. I say vote no. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rice. My colleague, Lisa Peopleshurst, would like to make a brief statement.
I would just like to say, for everyone that was either here when I made my introduction or missed my introduction, I am not on the payroll of the Consortium for Community Development. I was born and raised in this community, and I'm here present tonight to make sure that it is a fair process. So, Mr. Knowles, when you made that comment about the consortium owning this forum, you angered me as a born and raised citizen of Benton Harbor. How dare you sum up my capacity in being here tonight to some plot? It is for that very reason that the 4 people you see here are panelists and do not have a certain say or opinion, but are presenting this forum to give the voters information.